beast draws closer. The prophesized monster from the end of Infamous marches towards its inevitable confrontation with Cole McGrath. Toppling your colossal foe is the impetus for your latest adventure, but there's something far more sinister stalking you, an unshakable feeling of deja vu. What was once novel and exciting has entered a predictable rut. New problems arise as well. An overactive camera is a mild irritant, but the biggest issue stems from aimless pacing and suffocating enemy encounters. Infamous 2 is a disappointing sequel.
We're trapped!
But a solid foundation ensures there are still plenty of thrilling moments. There's no denying the inherent fun in sliding along electrical wire while shooting bolts of lightning from your fingertips, and a few notable improvements, such as striking visual design and a robust mission editor, provide enticing reasons to test the waters. Infamous 2 struggles to reach the lofty heights of its superb predecessor, but wanton destruction and carefree exploration provide good reasons to see how Cole's journey plays out. As in the original Infamous, moral choices give you a chance to play through the game as a superhero or evil mastermind. However, the implementation is flawed, which takes away the weight of your actions. Important story decisions are black and white, and without the moral gray area, there's no reason to put thought into what you're doing. Infamous 2 also does a poor job of grading your actions during the course of the game. For instance, in one mission, you have to rescue hostages from some armed thugs. If you kill everyone in the mission, the good guys and the bad guys, with a tornado attack, you somehow get credited with good karma. This type of situation persists throughout the game, which makes the whole morality thing pretty pointless. At least the gameplay is still loads of fun. Combat and movement controls are the same as they were in the previous game. Killing enemies is fast and exciting, and moving around the city is breezy fun. Cole has stickiness to his leaps, so he gets sucked toward objects. This is great if you're sprinting across rooftops and need to land on an electrical wire, though it can be aggravating in slower paced sections that require precise touch. Still, running around the city is still one of the best parts of the game. The fights aren't quite as enjoyable, thanks to questionable design decisions. Combat is in its best in wide open spaces where you have the freedom to move where you want and attack in whatever manner you choose. But you're too often confined in small areas, and that strips away your freedom. This problem is compounded by boss-type creatures being thrust into normal missions. Although Infamous 2 isn't particularly difficult, fights drag on for quite a long time because of the sheer number of enemies on the screen. This leads to tedium and frustration after a while. One of the biggest improvements from the original is in the visual design. This is a great looking game, and each section of the city has a personality all its own. However, your view is often obscured during fights. The screen turns black and white when you're low on health, and this makes it extremely tough to discern different parts of the environment. Furthermore, this distortion lasts for an abnormally long time, and gets triggered after being hit only a couple times. This means you spend half of your combat time staring at a black and white screen instead of the beautiful visuals. The biggest addition to Infamous 2 is an editing tool that lets you design your own missions. It's incredibly deep, letting you make just about anything you see in the main game, as well as original creations that only you could come up with. Sharing your missions is a snap. Once you upload your mission, it appears on the map in story mode, so other users can check it out. Even if you aren't a creator, this is still a great new feature because you get tons of user-made levels to take part in when you finish the story.
Shining on swamp monsters and burn them to dust. What else?
You do know it's a spot on thing.
I do know that.
If only the rest of Infamous 2 was as imaginative as the creation tools. In many ways, this follows the predictable formula for a sequel. Better visuals and more variety build on the original's foundation, and the core mechanics are still fun to mess around with. But this is ultimately a step back from its superb predecessor. The enticing pacing from Infamous is sorely missed here, and poorly balanced combat encounters strips away much of the fun of the explosive action sequences. Bigger is not always better. Although the game still has plenty of enjoyable sections, a number of small flaws make for an uneven experience. Infamous 2 proves just how difficult it is to capture lightning in a bottle.